All right, guys. So this is the video for scatter plots. Um, it's really simple, really basic stuff. Again, you already did this in Algebra 1, so it's kind of like a review. But we're still going to have to review for it. And then in class, I'm going to show you how to use your calculator in order for you to get your trend lines. So this video is just about scatter plots and the different types of correlation. Okay. So the scatter plot is pretty much just a graph with a bunch of dots everywhere around it. Some of them are going to have specific shapes, some that are not. And when they have specific shapes or different or a certain type of direction, that's called something. Okay, when you cannot tell what's happening, then it's called no correlation. So first type is a positive correlation. If you look at your dots in your graph, like we have here, they're all kind of going up, right? As x is increasing, y is also increasing, right? So we have it starts here and it starts going up. So if we were to draw a line, the line will have a positive slope, right? An increasing slope or a positive slope. That's why this is called a positive correlation. Okay, so a positive correlation does not mean there is a correlation. A positive correlation means x increases as y increases. Okay. So you were to graph this like age versus height, you will see that, well, once you get older, you do reach a certain height. But now you have to be careful. When we do our trend lines, our trend line is going to be an increasing trend line. But if we do this, if you were to plug in 100 years, the kid will probably be about, if using the trend line equation, will be like 100 something inches tall. And we know that's not right. So you always have to have a little bit of common sense for using your trend line in order for you to predict the future. Now, negative correlation. Okay, negative correlation is when as x increases, y is decreasing. Or you just look at the graph, you draw your line, it will be a negative slope or a decreasing slope. That's why it has negative correlation. So negative correlation does not mean there is no correlation. Negative correlation means that the points are going down. Okay, there's a downward slope of the graph. Okay, so if you did this value, like car value, we all know cars get cheaper. I mean, their value is decreased every year you own it, right? So you buy a $30,000 car. After 2 years, it's only worth $27,000, and it gets less and less and less. If we were to plot this and predict the future, you have to be careful. Because if you plot this and you predict the future for 20 years, you're going to have a negative value. And then that doesn't make sense, okay? So we're going to talk about more of that in class. But for now, for the video, all I want you to know is the different types of correlations. So then the last one is called no correlation. That pretty much just means you can't find a pattern. It's not increasing, nor is decreasing. It's just whatever, okay? So no correlation means it's not going up, it's not going down, or it's not flat. It's just everywhere, okay? So for example, the shoe size versus batting average, okay? Or your shoe size and your GPA. If you were to get everybody's shoe size and everybody's GPA, there's going to be no correlation between shoe size and GPAs, okay? So we're going to look at this graph. Which scatter plot below shows a linear trend? So now, linear trend, we just want something that's a line, either a positive or a negative or a flat line. So we look at A. There's no real correlation. The dots are everywhere. They're not increasing nor decreasing. So there's no correlation. Here the dots seem to be going down. So this is like a negative correlation. The dots keep increasing, so this is a positive correlation. These here, it's not a correlation, it's more like a cluster, but you'll go into that when you go into statistics. A D, this is not a linear correlation. It is some sort of correlation. There is an equation that fits this, but it's not linear. All we care about right now is linear trends. Okay, and all these are flat. It is a straight line, so it is linear. So C is negative correlation, E positive correlation, and F as a constant correlation. Okay, that's pretty much it. So in class, or our activity in class, all we're gonna do is we're gonna plot a lot of points using the calculator. So in class, I'm gonna go over how to graph it in the calculator and how to use your trend line in order for you to predict certain stuff. Okay. So this is a really short video. I'm also gonna upload the PowerPoint, so just in case you didn't get this, you can review it for yourself. Okay. So here's one example of plotting the points. This is what we're gonna do in class. So you plot all the points. You're going to see that it is a positive correlation, right? You see the line, so it is a positive correlation. Simple. So this increasing, so everything is a positive correlation. If we were to plot this data, TV versus homework, well, you can just tell that it's going to be a negative correlation. Negative correlation. So again, using this trend line, which is what we're going to do in class, we can kind of predict with certainty what everybody's going to get. Okay, so that's pretty much it. It's a really short video. So again, because all we have to know is the trend lines. So in class, I'm going to show you how to use the trend line, how to find the trend line, and how to use the trend line. Okay, so for this video, all I needed for you to know is just the types of trend lines. The correlations, okay? Because if you graph a scatter plot and there is no trend, there is no correlation, so then you save yourself so much time in trying to do this stuff, okay? So have a good weekend. Have fun. This is super easy.